Today's video is brought to you by my Patreon. If you enjoy my content and want to show your support, consider checking it out, and that way I don't have to starve to death. What is going on, everybody? My name is John Solo, and welcome to another episode of Messed Up Origins. Today's video is the second time we are covering the Legend of Mulan. A few days ago, we talked about the ancient poem that inspired the Disney classic, but I don't think many people realize that there have actually been multiple Mulan movies, and some of them were even live action. The story we're talking about today is an ancient Chinese movie made all the way back in 1964. It's called Lady General Hua Mulan. And while it follows the general theme of the Mulan we're all familiar with, this one has its own special set of twists and turns. Before diving into that though, let's do a quick recap of Disney's Mulan for those who haven't seen it in a while. Sit back, relax, hit that like button, and enjoy. The movie opens with the Huns invading China and the Emperor calling for a draft so that one man from every family has to join the army. The family of our protagonist, Fa Mulan, has no men other than her elderly father, who's already seen a great many battles. Because Mulan doesn't feel like the traditional female role in China fits her very well, she decides to enlist in her father's place, posing as a man. It turns out the rest of the draftees aren't exactly suited for war, but Mulan is still the brunt of everyone's jokes. After one of the greatest training montages ever created, she starts to feel confident in her skills, like she's doing the thing she was always meant to do. Things are going great, and she even proves herself capable on the front lines, but her identity as a woman is eventually found out, and she's kicked out of the army. Shortly after this happens, the Huns invade the imperial city, capture the emperor, and seize the palace. With the help of some friends, ironically dressed as females, she's able to rescue the emperor, and after a dope fight scene, take out the Huns' leader. In the end, everyone develops great respect for Mulan, including her family, ancestors, and all of China, and she lives happily ever after until the sequel. I want to give a special shout out to anybody who watched the recap in the last episode and still sat through it this time anyways. You guys are the real MVPs. So this movie starts in a similar way to Disney's Mulan. Right off the bat, her country is being invaded by barbarian hordes, and a draft went out so that one man from every family must enlist in the military. Mulan is out on a hunt when she receives the news, and when she returns home, she finds out her frail father has been recruited. Unlike the poem and the animated movie, Mulan straight up asks her parents if she can enlist in her father's place, since he's in no condition to fight and her brother is far too young. Initially, they reject the idea because why wouldn't they? Not only does Mulan have way more of her life to live, but there's no way a woman would be as effective on the battlefield as a man. That's at least their reasoning, but Mulan has a trick up her sleeve. She has her cousin help disguise her as a man and pretends to be his friend wanting to join the army alongside him. She then asks her father if she can test her skills against him to gain his respect. So Mulan and her father have a short sparring session where she shows that she is indeed capable of holding her own, and then she reveals her true identity. Her father then admits that she is a great martial artist, and then she receives his blessing to join the army in his place. So you can see right here that another similarity this movie has with the poem that Disney's Mulan doesn't is right off the bat, Mulan has all sorts of mad skills. As a result, when she joins the army, she's able to impress the commanding officers pretty quickly. And as the years go by, she proves herself time and time again, eventually climbing to the rank of general. Once again, just like the poem, this all happens without anyone realizing she's actually a woman. At the end of this 12-year period, the Chinese army successfully captures the leader of the barbarians and brings the war to a close. The commanding general of the army puts together a massive feast to celebrate, but a bit of awkwardness ensues when he pulls Mulan to the side. He tells her he was impressed by her abilities on the battlefield and the quality of her character, and then he offers her his daughter's hand in marriage. She's able to get out of the uncomfortable conversation by pretending to feel weak from an injury she received in battle, and then she resigns from her post and returns home with her cousin. The problem is the commanding general doesn't want to take no for an answer, so even after she returns home, he's still trying to convince her to marry his daughter. He sends some of her military comrades to her house with wedding gifts to act as a bride, but they're shocked to their very core when they find out their brave and courageous brother-in-arms was in fact no brother at all, but a lady. Her father then explains the situation to the soldiers, that his body was old and breaking down, so when he was drafted, his daughter took his place. The story ends shortly after, with one of her comrades, General Li, actually proposing to Mulan and the two agreeing to wait for each other until he could explain the mix-up to the commanding general and return back to her. And that, my friends, was the 1964 film Lady General Hua Mulan. I hope you found it as entertaining as I did. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below and hit that like button to show your support. You guys got the last episode of Messed Up Origins up to 5,000 likes in less than 24 hours. Let's see if we can do that again. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any future uploads. I hate to say this, but I'm still getting comments from people that my videos aren't showing up in their sub box. So if you want to avoid that happening to you, turning on notifications and following me on social media is your best bet. And also, I don't mention this often, but I actually have a Patreon where you can directly contribute to the channel and make sure I don't starve to death. Check that out too if you want. The more support there is, the easier it is for me to keep making these videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll be seeing you again soon. Until next time, my name is John Solo, and remember, John shot first.